see the issue. So for you, you will end up doing L2D because the temptation to easily just go into that habit, and you can heal that at any time. So I have to trust that they're going to continue to heal, and they've been doing it correctly, and you will do this when you're done. Now, before I go any further, one of the things I tell everybody here is do not overcome thinking. Who can tell me what that is? Amy?
Don't start. Oh, I've already done that. So I've gotten it. I've healed that. So I don't have to go there.
Right. So if you're holding it and you're wanting to heal it and then you're talking yourself out of it, there's also that sounds like talking yourself out of it. And when you are doing what did I just
it's their fault. It's their fault. It's his fault. It's Lucia's fault. It's not my fault.
Yeah. So there's that too.
Yeah.
But see, this is what happens is that you have to pay attention to how you're screwing yourself up and self-sabotaging yourself in a way that you can't drop into the healing. So it is important to become aware of how you think. So when I have to trust that you are going to think your hell loops, but if you are going to talk yourself out of it, understand you will have more of a replicating that will occur again. So you're going to keep getting tested. Okay, so I'm going to go down to Alicia Cook, and I'm going to ask you, how did you know it changed?
I could feel it drop.
Ooh, and did the thoughts change too?
Yeah, and recently the thoughts of it was real bad last night, and I couldn't let it go. And this time, I know that what I was thinking is not true, but I was just doing it and it's good for me anyways, so it's a little easier.
But notice the joy comes back because you're like, I just want life to make sense again. I want this thoughts to stop. Now, the smile on her face is good because it's like, I know this is real and genuine. This isn't fake. This isn't something I've talked myself into. So good job. Good job. Anybody else want to give any input of how you know your proof? Because why do we want proof? Why do we want proof? All right, don't make me pick.
We want proof. We want to make sure that we give it an assessment on how our ego personality has set something up. So we arrive to just stay with the thought and ask what our innate wisdom wants to bring up. And so that number could be anywhere between 0 to 10, 10 being that the shit show is really overwhelming you. At the end, once you've done those points and contemplated and allowed yourself to drop further and further and further, your wisdom is allowing you to release that through the emotional chemical peptides. So your body gets a different relationship to your own innate wisdom, and therefore you can then see the relationship to where you were before to the relationship that you are now. It is not only that you feel better, you know that you are better because your wisdom has done the healing, not your ego.
Yeah. So first of all, this girl cannot tell me ever again that she doesn't get it and that she don't have words to understand it, because she's from the tribal healers, and I thought that was eloquently put. Yes. So she's getting it. She's got it. She's owning it. She's just not saying it verbatim. She's like, holy crap, I'm seeing the connections. It's the joy. We witness this. Why, Amy?
You bring back your power, you bring back your energy off of whatever the emotion is, the subject of what you're healing out. You're bringing back that energy that you had put into whatever it had been. You're bringing that back to yourself so that you actually have more energy to go do something that you actually really want to do.
Yes. And what about your attitude?
Oh my God. It's like, you're not thinking those shitty thoughts anymore. You're
proving to yourself, I just did it.
Yeah.
That's why, like I said, like when Lucia says, oh, I can't remember nothing, or I can't. Yeah, no, you can't say that anymore. No, and when you get to that healing, you can't say that anymore. And the more you witness this, the more your ego cannot put you back to sleep. What do I mean by ego putting you back to sleep?
Well, when you go back to sleep, after you've done a surface healing, you will repeat your patterns. But when you've done a soul healing, your patterns are disrupted. And then it comes through the divine choice of what do you want to do? How do you want to experience life? And so you then get to find this fulfillment of soul. I've just made that choice and it feels so bloody well fucking wholesome. I'm just walking straight with my shoulders up and I'm just raring, going. Yeah, that's how it feels. It feels fantastic. Because you're not repeating yesterday. You're not repeating 10 years ago. You're not repeating. When it echoes to you, you can witness it and say, no. But you do it with a true no, not a white knuckling no. It's an honest no.
Exactly.
I know this is an NO. This is an NO. And it doesn't have to repeat itself.
Yes, exactly. Because why do I tell you guys to measure where you are between who you were? I mean, just in a small difference, I know Alicia Cook can do it. She's going to go, hold on. The very first time I started to heal, I can actually see, I haven't been doing this very long, but I can actually see that I'm responding differently, or I can see, she's got words. Do you want to speak again?
Yeah. Well, I've been working on self-healing for, I guess, more than 10 years now. But
Okay.
I'd say working on it. But yeah, I was going to say something about, somebody told me about fear, how to know when, you know, what you're feeling, if it's real or not. If you're feeling afraid, it's most likely not real.
Yeah, exactly. But were you able to measure back to notice that you are not the same person as you were before?
As even a week ago, because
Yeah,
this is right now, it's so important. And I wrote about it last night, about our ego. And I feel like everybody, it's like, and y'all were talking about it when I first got on here, about like the death of the ego. And it seems almost like it's about survival to me. I don't,
yeah.
maybe a little
And,
exaggerated.
right. And the thing is about the ego, it's just a lens. It's a, what do I call it, Amy?
An electromagnetic guiding omni apparition.
Exactly. And we have breathed life into it. It's like we're looking at a statue. Now, Amy loves this story too. Do you want to tell it now that you know it?
Go ahead.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay, so if you've ever read the book of the Red Lion, there's a chapter in there, and I can never remember the name of the damn chapter, but the chapter in there that talks about this guy, he's immortal, he can't die, and he's looking at the statue, and he's like, okay, I'm going to have to be here for the rest of my life, because you know what, because I'm immortal. I'm going to try to make this statue move. I mean, it's solid, it won't move, right? So I'm just going to sit there. And so every day, same time, every day, same routine, every day, he goes in, and he starts to will the statue to come to life. And all of a sudden it moves. He's like, oh, got excited. I did it. I'm going to do it again. And he every day. Now all of a sudden the statue moves a little more. Now the statue is just like him. Can talk and move just like him. And the more that he did this, the more that he was getting annoyed by it, the more that this statue started to have like its own personality, kind of negative, kind of annoying, kind of, like, hey, what are you doing? Had an attitude, everything. That all of a sudden, this immortal being is dying. He's on his last breath and he's like, oh my God, I'm dying. And then he lays there and he's about ready to take that last breath. Wait,